Hey dudes, it's me, Mighty the Armadillo here, and I'm from the likes of the Maxi Toys videos. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll present to you the forms of our next new Let's Play for the channel. This what appears to be by the forms of Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. But I'm not just by myself, because one thing that Maxi hasn't mentioned about this at all, for the sake of the conclusion of Pac-Man World 3 Let's Play, and as well as I forgot to mention about that during the course of my Mario Party 5 Let's Play, I figure I'm also able to bring this particular special guest, so why don't you all introduce yourselves, and he will become stable until the rest of this Let's Play, so go ahead. Hello guys, it's me, Ray, the Flying Squirrel here, and I've somehow managed to get summoned by Mighty, my brother, to able to actually join in with this game. Yes, and in fact the matter is though, is the fact that as you can see my Ray, that we are about to be playing Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Okay, so what game are you going to be tackling through first? Let's go get started with Super Mario 3D World first, because originally that we did done this game back in 2017 on the Wii U version of the game. However though, that Sonic and Sylvester did manage to tackle for that game back in the day. But however though, whenever I look back on it though, it was alright. I mean, usually we still gonna keep that Let's Play as it is. But for what I've researched on it is the fact that, well, the quality itself looks top-notch, all things considered, despite this is on 720p, well, back in the day that is. And also is the fact that the actual picture quality doesn't seem to fit the actual exact size in between. So we figure we're also able to do this game again, but this time on the Nintendo Switch, and plus gorgeous HD 1080p. And as a result though, that, yeah, hopefully it should be a little bit more pleasant surprise, all things considered. Even though that, technically speaking, is the fact that, wow, and also the commentary itself gets a bit iffy at points, especially noticeable during the course of the final few portions of the game, that, well, the first few parts are not too shabby, but until part 4 and onwards back in 2017, we have to stuck with the forms of that pretty bad built-in mic on the actual laptop. So because of that, hopefully the commentary itself should be a little bit more pleasant and also feels a bit slightly better. And thankfully that Ray's joining with me, so yeah, I do apologize for that noise in the background, so I do apologize for that. So basically you do have 4 playable characters, much like the forms of Super Mario Bros. 2 USA. So we have Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Toad, specifically Blue Toad, just to match things up to the NES, well, Super Mario Bros. 2 counterpart on the USA version. So anyway, so of course we're going to be starting things off with Mario, but then as far as we know, if we move on to the next few levels, we'll switch over to different playable characters. So if you guys are able to miss out on our Let's Play of Super Mario 3D World on the Wii U version of the game, so we figure we'll also show this off again if you're actually able to miss out on much. So, but first off, let's watch this particular cinematic cutscene first. So yeah, if you guys have ever seen in our Let's Play of the Wii U version of this game, that the plot is pretty simple, and this except the fact that this time, that Bowser doesn't kidnap Princess Peach this time, which is kind of a cool thing. And of course, much like the Wii U version of the game, you can able to walk around on the actual world map, but the main emphasis on this version sells out a bit more than he informs of how it doesn't on the Wii U version of the game. Well, we'll point it out whenever we're able to get this thing started, so... Okay, so you're about to be jumping right into the first level in the game, which is World 1-1, the Super Bell Hill, if I recall correctly. Yeah, exactly, Ray. And as you can see, we're running at the speed of sound, as you can see on screen. So this meaning about the fact that the game itself runs a lot more faster than the forms of how it does it on the original version of the game back in 2013, because I think Sonic did tell me about the fact that how sometimes the movement can be extremely slow sometimes on the original version of the game, but thankfully when this game first announced back in the forms of the Nintendo Direct themed Super Mario Bros. 35th Anniversary event, along with the forms of Super Mario 3D All-Stars, that does manage to contain, you know, Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy, and also the Game & Watch Super Mario Bros. Edition contains the original game, Super Mario Bros., along with the Lost Levels, the hardest games ever, and also Game & Watch Ball with a Mario skin onto it. So either way though. And also Super Mario Bros. 35, which it kind of sucks that we can't play that game anymore just because the server's been shut down. And also, well, I can still able to re-download the game, but unfortunately the server has been shut down. So either way though, yeah, there's not much else to write home about. But and also the forms of Mario Kart Live home circuit as well, which we still don't have. Especially noticeable about the fact that the actual pricing gets a bit too much for my taste. And also about the fact that our room is actually kind of squeezed up a bit. So, but either way though, I don't think there's anything we can able to do with that particular game to do the Let's Play on. So, yeah, I thought I was might as well able to know something like that, so... Yeah, anyway, structurally speaking, when it comes to Super Mario 3D World, as far as the main game itself, plays out exactly the same as the forms of the Wii U version of the game, except with the forms of a much more better quality, and also the game runs very, very nicely now, especially noticeable that the character speed is actually a little bit more improved over the likes of the slower movements from the Wii U version of the game, and also to top it off, auto-saving. So because of that, well, generally speaking, when it comes to saving in this game, I believe the only differences between the original Wii U version of the game compared to, actually there's another differences from here as soon as we are able to do this. As you can see, that ever since in Super Mario Odyssey, they noticed about the fact that we can able to instantly manage to go inside the warp pipe instantly. Well, in this particular version of the game, you can do that as well by simply ground pound, and you have to be directly centered of the actual black bit of the pipe, and because of that though, you would be able to warp into the warp pipe instantly this time around. So I guess that's a cool thing to notice that, even though it doesn't work on the forms of well, I don't know about you, but I know it has been about a couple of days since I actually done some commentary since well, ever since yesterday, whenever I still managed to like go back onto Mario Party 5 to show off some extras and what have you. So because obviously today's day is of course the Monday, the 2nd of August today, in this case in 2021. We were expecting if we were able to do this Let's Play by that time until November, but unfortunately though, we've decided to not do that, so because of that, we're not able to do it for the sake of this month in August. So because of that, hopefully it should be a bit more funner than the, well, as far as attempted will be. So, however, here's the thing though, Ray, is the fact that, much like the forms of Kirby Superstar Ultra Let's Play, that I'm sure that Sylph the Hedgehog already did manage to tackle for that game, I'm pretty sure that once we're done with that one particular half of the entire package, then we're pretty much going to save up for the exciting portion of this particular port of the game until later on. Specifically, God knows until October or something, but we'll have to see what happens there and during the course of the later, like, uploading schedules in between. So, yeah, you probably get the idea about that. And as you can see, that, you know, Mighty did manage to able to get into the actual flagpole, and he managed to achieve the actual, the golden flagpole. Yes, much like the forms of the Wii U version of the game, in order to able to unlock the, well, 100% for everything, is that not only do you need to able to get yourselves all the golden flagpoles, but also you need to obtain green stars in every level, and also that we also need to acquire stamps, which, yes, stamps is still a thing, just like the Wii U version of the game. However, unlike the Wii U version of the game, and why is my thing is all glitched up all of a sudden? Okay, there we go. Anyway, so I think I'll let you take control of this, Ray, so you're gonna be Princess Peach, just because she's the easiest player. Ah, very funny, Mighty. Very funny. But anyways, basically, that's, well, that's what Mighty obviously already said, is the fact that, well, usually, relatively speaking, the stamps still a thing in this particular version of the game. However, is that, well, I'll let Mighty will explain more about this as soon as we're able to, or I will able to take control of Princess Peach until the next level, so... Such as, of course, I think it's called Mount Beanpole? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like Mount Beanpole, or I have no idea. It has been a long time since I actually did manage to play this game from time to time, so I do apologize for that. So, anyway, and unlike the Wii U version of the game, that with those stamps in the Wii U version of the game, can only be used on Miiverse, but of course the Miiverse service is shut down ever since about almost 4 years ago, and as a result though, there's no need to, or there's no way to able to actually access to Miiverse anymore. However though, that take a notice from the likes of Super Mario Odyssey, that instead of the forms of Miiverse, instead, we're now able to actually have ourselves snapshot mode. And basically, that it functions the same way as the forms of how it does it in, well, Super Mario Odyssey. So because of that, I'm aware with that. Especially noticeable about the fact that you can still able to post that in certain stuff. But next you notice is the fact that we can able to actually just to take some snapshots and what have you, and we can able to use them to, God knows, download those onto our laptops to save the actual data and stuff. But even though it has been like a couple of days since we actually touched this game on the Switch version, just because, well, then again though, we've actually did manage to finish up with The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD, so because of that though, 100% completion and everything. Although I do definitely know there was also the hero mode, which I don't know if I can able to do that particular playthrough just yet though. But, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. So, anyway, so, yeah, if you ever played the Wii U version of the game on Super Mario 3D World, obviously, depending on what characters you select, basically, they do have their different attributes. Like, for instance, Mario is the all-around character, and Luigi does have a bit of a higher jump, even though that his speed wasn't exactly the fastest, but mind you, that he does manage to jump a bit higher. And Peach does have a bit of a slow speed, and also that she does have a very useful ability, which basically this allows you to able to float for a few seconds notice, which I think is actually pretty cool for newcomers who are ever able to experience this game, specifically the Switch version of the game, because obviously nobody buys the Wii U anymore, just because, well, the Wii U is pretty much dead. So, in fact, what happened to the Wii U? Probably because of the marketing strategy has always become problematic, especially they put in too many emphasis on kids, like, specifically small kids, and as far as I'm aware, compared to the superior Nintendo Switch commercials, they've managed to include everyone, including adults, and, well, they still have some kids though, but thankfully we do have a lot of emphasis on younger adults, and also everyone else, so that seems kind of surprising. So, alright, so here we go, on to Plushie's Plunging Falls, and I think I'm going to be Toad for this one. And obviously Toad, he's the fastest character on the actual, the entire roster of this, so because of that though, he runs super duper fast, even though that it's almost like a very similar speed as in Sonic the Hedgehog, but except the fact that his jump wasn't exactly all that high, so because of that though, Yeah, it's pretty much exactly similar to the Wii U version of the game, aside from, you know, more improvements, such as, of course, as you notice on new forms of, well, let's just say during new forms of that, we actually able to stumble across the actual button icon that actually shows us the I button. That actually represents you can able to actually now finally play this game online. So that seems pretty cool though, especially noticeable during the course of back in the day whenever this game was first came out in February in this year, which I can't even believe it's been about almost 6 months ago. And as a result though, imagine if they still got stuck into the lockdown. Well, that would be the perfect opportunity to able to actually play online with your friends and all that stuff. So yeah, that seems pretty cool. And of course, as you noticed, I didn't get a stamp so far. Well, I believe that Ray hasn't got a stamp yet, so because of that, he needs to able to complete the level twice, by the way, in order to able to, like, well, collected everything, so, yeah, it's probably true, especially noticeable about the fact that, well, you have to do the forms of some occasional levels that we have to repeat for a while, until whenever you're able to realize that you can able to 100% through everything, so... Although originally though, that we were expecting to able to actually get into another new Let's Play, which is specifically something related to a Donkey Kong Country game, that it was supposed to happen today, but unfortunately though it's been delayed until tomorrow. But that's okay, because obviously we can spend some time to able to actually just to play this amazing port to the Wii U version of the game, or in this case, the amazing Wii U port, so... At least as far as I'm guessing it correctly, so... Well, even though it has been a couple of days since I've last touched this game, as I said, but thankfully we can able to play this game until, God knows, until the next couple of games is about to come out. Like, obviously, we do know Sonic Colors Ultimate is approaching until about next month or so, so even then, though, things get a little bit more, well, quicker as to be expected. And also don't forget Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania and Mario Party Superstars. So yeah, that's the only game we're really looking forward to. Especially noticeable that I'm still in the middle of this process of Mario Party 5, but then eventually until when Mario Party 5 has been finished, then until by that time, until next month, potentially, then we can pretty much moving on to the next Mario Party game, which is Mario Party 6. So, and by that time, that will be about it for the Mario Party Let's Plays in, well, let's just say in 2021, because, well, sure enough, we're able to tackle through 3 more Mario Party Let's Plays at some point until next year in 2022. Both are Mario Party 7, Mario Party 8, and of course, Mario Party Superstars if we manage to complete, you know, Mario Party 7 and Mario Party 8 first. So, just to caught up, so... Yeah, anyway, and talking of which though, when it comes to forms of other games worth mentioning is that, I don't know about you, Mighty, but, it's just the fact the matter is though, it's just the fact that we still haven't heard of anything for the free DLC updates for Mario Golf Super Rush at all. Well, I was expecting if they were able to get ourselves a bit of a release date going, but, we'll see what happens during the future months and beyond, so... Well, as far as I'm aware, Ray, is the fact that the only things we only got at the moment is New Donk City course, and hopefully they'll bring us more to the table, but again, we'll see what happens during the future, so... Alright, pass me the controller, Ray, just because I think I might as well tackle for this stage, so... And in this case, I'm going to be Mario for the sake of this particular stage, so... And then also another thing is noting for is the fact that you can now able to actually go in all 8 directions this time around with the actual like the control stick movements this time. So at least that something is usually becoming a little bit more of improvement over the likes of the Wii U version of the game or multiple directions or something like that. Although you keep on thinking of the Wii U version, Ray. Oh, sorry about that, Mighty. It's just the fact that it's been donkey's years since I've actually decided to join in. Even though I've only made an appearance in 2 games. Of course, Sega's Sonic the Hedgehog on the arcade machine, and also Sonic Mania Plus. So, whilst you, Mighty, on the other hand, did manage to make it into 3 games. Like, I totally know that you actually joined in with Knuckles and the Chaotix gang. Well, true that, but that's not to say about the fact that aren't you jealous or something? No, I wasn't, so... Yeah, anyway, so, and there's also that another useful feature that was actually being replaced by the forms of, well, technically, if you ever played the game on handheld mode, there will be still a touchscreen, well, device, or the touchscreen, gimmick kind of thing. But, we'll discuss more about that whenever we get into the forms of the next world, which is the second world. So, because of that, though, because, well, sure enough, we'll mention more about it by that time, so, yeah, anyway, so either way though, let's just go ahead and blast off to the cannon over there and activate those specific switches, so that way we can able to just, you know, Mighty, what are you doing? I'm just trying to able to, like, time my jumps carefully and just try not to fall off and anything, so there he goes. So yeah, you probably get the idea about the fact that this version of the game is actually, well, to me though, this is without doubt the definitive version of the game. And it's also worth noting for is the fact that, as I said this earlier, ever since the very beginning of this part of the playthrough, the main selling point of this game in particular is the side adventure called Bowser's Fury. And we'll save that up until later on throughout the whole entire year. Well, mainly due to the fact that, well, predictably for this particular month in general. Actually, I'll get to more now in a second, because let's head over to the forms of Captain Toad Goes Forth. In this case, that, yeah, much like the Wii U version of the game, you can still able to play the Captain Toad levels, as you can see. And as you can see, that we now actually have some new features. Like, for instance, you can now play this with multiplayer. So this meaning that if you have your Pro controller or these Joy-Con controllers, well, you can now able to play multiplayer in this game. So, well, it is specifically in, well, every single levels throughout the game has to offer for this time. And, also, as you notice, that, unlike the Wii U version of the game, that, it can only be used as in single player within the Wii U gamepad because of the gamepad's features and all that stuff, like tilting, gyro sensor, and also, like, as you noticed, that, those particular platforms that, you know, as you saw from the likes of that one over there, and another one over there. Now, normally, you're probably thinking about the fact that, well, they don't have any propellers on them. Well, much like the forms of Captain Toad Treasure Tracker for the Switch version, most likely, basically, it's the fact that these mic platforms doesn't show up in the Switch version of this game. So, as a result, because obviously the Switch does not have microphone, although unlike the Wii U or the 3DS, they do have microphone. Well, to be more specifically, if you guys played Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, both on the Wii U and the 3DS versions, so yeah, there's no point able to, like, mention more about that again, because obviously we're now on to the end of World 1, and of course green stars is still required in order to able to unlock certain levels. So yeah, let's get to it. Do you want to take control this time, Ray? Of course, Mighty, of course. So in this case, let's head into Bowser's Highway Showdown. So basically, we're about to kick Bowser's butt after all. Yep, exactly, Ray, exactly. So anyway, there's not much else I can honestly try to say about Super Mario 3D World as far as the Switch version is concerned. I think this is, to me, is one of the best versions of the game in my opinion, just because of how the fact that, well, the character's movement is actually a little bit more faster than the forms of how it does in the Wii U version. Although don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the Wii U version quite a lot, but it's just the fact that I kind of wish that the character movement gets a bit faster. But thankfully, that seems to be the case in this version right here. So yeah, you probably get the gist of it. So, and of course, as you might as well know, is the fact that oh, there's that 8-bit Luigi still swim about. Yeah, because obviously that's well, everything remains in the forms of the Wii U version still looks perfectly intact. Like, for instance, some hidden 8-bit Luigi Easter eggs or something like that. Much like the forms of, well, New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, if you play, you know, New Super Luigi U portion of it. So, alright, good luck, Ray, for trying to take on Bowser in this awesome car. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw you manage to play this on your own time for a bit, just to try to able to practice it. And then basically, all I have to do is basically just try to able to kick back those football bombs right at the forms of Bowser himself. So yeah, it's pretty simple for the most part. Although, until eventually whenever we get into the later portions, Ray, that basically is the fact that the game starts to get a bit tricky though. Especially, don't even get me started until the final, super final world in the game. Oh, what do you mean? Like, we'll point it out whenever we get into that point. And also, another change to, compared to the forms of the original Wii U version of the game is that, as you notice, on the top right corner of the screen, that you do realize there was actually those little button icons that you might able to see in, well, as you saw right there, you can now actually skip cutscenes this time around. So, if you're able to actually get sick of the forms of some repeated cinematic scenes that every time you die in certain levels, thankfully you can able to skip some of these cinematic cutscenes. Very much like the forms of The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD, but obviously it's the fact that, well, that'd be pretty useful. Especially noticeable if you're getting sick of watching the exact same, like, boss cinematic cutscenes again, then you can skip those. So, that seems kind of top-notch, all things considered. So there we go, we've managed to complete it, the first world in Super Mario 3D World. Oh, and another thing is the fact that those stamps are now fully colored, as opposed to the ones in the original Wii U version of the game. That basically is the fact that, well, basically it's like, I don't know, black and white or something like that. So, yeah, that seems kind of an improvement, all things considered. But yeah, there's not much else we can talk about aside from the fact that we've obviously talked about quite a few changes to this particular version of the game compared to the Wii U version of the game. So, yeah, even though now that both versions still looks pretty awesome even to this day. Actually, before we end things off, let's show off the screenshot or the snapshot mode. And as I said this before, much like Super Mario Odyssey, you can able to take control of the actual zoom in feature or zooming out feature, and also you can able to rotate the camera around during the forms of the snapshot mode. And also, as you notice, that why is my cursor gets a bit slightly messed up? Well, if you're trying to able to press a certain button, then you can able to reset the gyro sensor. Oh yeah, so it's kind of like the forms of other like games like Super Mario Galaxy via the 3D All-Stars compilation, and also so applies to The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD as well. So because of that, yeah, that seems pretty, well, not much else to say really. And of course you can able to place some certain stamps on certain landscapes or anything, and of course you can able to press the capture button so you can able to actually just do, well, trying to save your last snapshot and put it to the album. So yeah, that's definitely more accurately the replacement of the Wii, the Miiverse on the Wii U version of the game, pretty much. So yeah, I think, suffice to say, do you think we can end things off here, Mighty? Yes, of course. So join us next time for more of Let's Play of Super Mario 3D World, plus Bowser's Fury, is that we are moving on to World 2 in Super Mario 3D World. So we will see you guys on Wednesday. Later, fellas. See you guys then.